So this is the final video before it becomes officially everything CONCACAF. So as mentioned on the prior video, the 1950 World Cup qualification process was the NAFC Championship of 1949. Only Cuba, Mexico, and the US participated. Mexico would end in first, and the US took second place, making them the two teams to go to the 1950 World Cup. And then starting for the 1954 World Cup qualifiers, the NAFC and the CCCF would be clumped together, and it was only given a single ticket for the World Cup. Costa Rica and Cuba's entry to participate in the 1954 World Cup qualifiers were rejected, which left Mexico, the US, and Haiti the only teams participating. They were given a single ticket to the World Cup, and it was a single-tabled round-robin qualifier where the top team would qualify to the World Cup. Mexico would end up taking the spot and qualify to that year's World Cup. Then the 1958 World Cup qualifiers was the first time that the region was called the NAFC/CCCF region under FIFA acknowledgement. And the separation was quite obvious. Canada, Mexico, and the US, the NAFC, were in one group, while Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Netherlands Antilles, the CCCF, were in another group. Each group would have its nations play each other twice, in which the team on top of each group at the end would face each other in the final round, which was a two-legged bout. Mexico and Costa Rica would be the Mexico and Costa Rica would be the respective teams to win their group and face off against each other for the sole World Cup ticket for the region. And in the end, Mexico would end up being the winner of the bout and qualify to the World Cup. For the 1962 World Cup, this would be the last time that the region was known as the NAFC-CCCF region, as CONCACAF would come into existence. It had the same format as last time, but this time there were three groups that divided North America, Central America, and the Caribbean zones, as well as the region not having an assured place to be present at the World Cup, as the winner of round 2 would have to play an intercontinental playoff against Paraguay, marking this the first time that this region had to participate in an intercontinental playoff. So USA and Mexico were in Group 1, Canada withdrew before the qualifier started, Costa Rica, Honduras, and Guatemala were in Group 2, and Group 3 was Suriname and Netherlands Antilles. Mexico, Costa Rica, and Netherlands Antilles would win their group and move on to round 2, where, once again, Mexico would win round 2 after ending on top of the group. Mexico then went on to play the playoff match where they would face Paraguay twice. In the end, Mexico would win the intercontinental playoff to qualify to the 1962 World Cup. And that's it. That ends the story of pre-CONCACAF. Well, the quick version, as it obviously goes more in depth, and I'll probably do that in a later video, maybe, I don't know. Most likely, as I'll muster up some courage to do it. But from here on out, CONCACAF would have started its football growth as one, and that is where the next couple of videos is going to be going towards too. So, see you next time. Or not. It is what it is.